Hey everybody. So I know that I said we were going to discuss this at the town hall, but I know that Ralph had a question about doing the redemption, so I figured I would just make that video tonight and get it out there. So the link that has changed is the oil change quote link at the top of the website. So we have already started to receive some of these quotes. Um, Over the course of 4 years well, I guess it would be 2 years because the form was made post uh, taking the website back over from Ryan. Um, we've gotten 10,000 or so quote requests, and we had not really been doing much with that information. So I thought that it would be a good idea to start getting some of that information and using it to retarget the people who are submitting the information in case we didn't capture them. But we could talk more about that at the town hall. This is more or less specifically for the redemption process because Bob brought up a good point about the extra administrative task that is involved with this. And so I did want to, and I thought of that before Bob had said anything, because I know that I am asking you of something new that you were not doing before. Um, but I wanted to make it as simple as possible. So I'm going to show you how this works. So someone's going to put in their oil change quote. This is a much more robust form than what the prior one was. So I'm just going to do a 2019 Dodge Charger. I'm going to put 3.6 in, 5 quarts, and canister filter. All right, so um, the a lot of this is self-serve. So there's a side to this that is important that the customer realizes, okay, they're selecting a lot of this information, whereas before on the quote system, they put their information in and then a landing page was put in. So let's put standard. I'm going to put my email in. We go to see estimated price. So one thing that I did change right after the messages came through on Slack from Jeremy was I did beef up the pricing on this, and I also added Jiffy Lube and Valvoline to it, so it's not just the dealership, so that the pricing will never, the estimated comps will never be what anyone in our system offers. Um, so there's two things here, right? So there's unlock the offer. They got to put in more information. They have to select this. This then allows us to retarget their information, and then they get the quote. All right. So there's two codes here. Here's the email just came through to our back office side. There's two quotes that come through here. There's one that is same day, which they can only redeem the same day. That's a $10 off one. So that's $10 off the quote. The quote was $63. They got an additional $10 off the $63. That brings it to $53. That's if they use this number, right? This quote, this redemption code here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the redemption portal, which is just redeem.costaoils.com. And again, I wanted this to be as simple as possible. I wanted to be point click redeem. I didn't want this to be a huge administrative burden on you guys. That was something I had in mind way before this conversation came up today. So I'm just going to select the HQ one because this is just kind of our internal one. But every franchisee has their own, whether and you just got to search for your name. Some of you got put in here just as a first name, but some of you, like Bob, full name, Terry, full name, so on and so forth. So go in here. We're going to put in the code, and it already talks to the system. It knows that it's a good code. All you have to do is put in what the discount was that you accepted, right? So this number is your price minus the price you gave is this number. So if you're normally $75 for this, and so then you'd have to do a little internal math, and I'm going to see if I can figure out a way to make this easier. But so say you're $75 and you ended up taking with this code it came to 53. So we're talking about $22 off, but you also will accept a $10 coupon, then your reimbursement is $12. All you have to do, you don't even have to, if this number is accepted and comes through the system, all you have to do is submit this. I'm just going to attach something real quick to get this through. All right, and then we get an Excel sheet on our side that every single month we will batch the orders and send out the money via either checks or ACH. Probably if we can get ACHs on file, we can just submit it via ACH. But in any case, that's as simple as it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be that simple. All right, so the other code is this one, which is $5 off. All right, and this one is good in perpetuity, I suppose, versus this. Like this is a stereotypical kind of urgency type marketing deal where, hey, you need to use this today in order to get it. It's the same concept here. Your employee gets the code, they print it out, they read it to you, whatever. It's a verified coupon. All right, you just put in the amount that you accepted. So say your price is 65, so that would have been 13. And then say you do accept $10 off coupons, that's 3. Again, submit the claim. I'm gonna fix this right here so that you don't have to attach a file. It does say optional, so it shouldn't require you to submit a file, but this will allow you to submit the redemption, the reimbursement request, and it'll add up, and then at the end of the month, we'll have the report and we'll mail it out to everyone. Last thing on this, and again, not trying to be confrontational or argumentative, but the last time we had this conversation was over our quart. The last time we had any kind of conflict in the franchise system was over the quote form, and it was over this right here. There was just a lot of noise around not having the verbiage participating locations only. So the prior quote form, when you would fill it out, it would bring you to this landing page right here, which is the address is at the top here. And so from a dollar amount perspective, this has been how it is for several years now. Literally, the only difference is you have the opportunity to be reimbursed now. So the system in place hasn't really changed, other than we have a better system, a better quote system, right? Because some of the aspects of this I'll go over at the town hall, but this will actually send a follow-up email 3 months from now saying, hey, you didn't use your quote, or you did use your quote, make sure you come back in. This quote system literally just dropped you off on this landing page. You either came in, it said show this coupon to the manager on duty and we'll perform the oil change. There was no retargeting feature, there was no call to action, there was no urgency. But from a dollar amount perspective, it was actually the same without any of the walking through of the plus 5 quarts and a spin-on filter part, right? So the new quote system is much more robust in the sense that it walks the customer through the extra fees. So, there's that opportunity for them to even see, okay, well, I might even add up here 5 quarts and a spin-on filter, since that's the standard that everyone uses. But in any case, I hear what everyone was saying today. I acknowledge what everyone's saying today. But between what was going on the prior 2.5 years to this form versus today, nothing has changed other than the opportunity for you to be reimbursed for the difference in your pricing. So we'll go over more of this. I will be happy to take questions on the town hall. We have a ton of new things that we're releasing at this town hall. This was just something I wanted to put into Slack because it is live, and I figured that someone's employee out there is going to get one of these codes, and they're going to say to themselves, "What am I supposed to do with this?" So, 90% of you are already on Groupon, so you're familiar with a redemption type system. So this is not a huge stretch for you. I hope administratively this isn't a huge you know, this isn't a huge grind to have to do this, but I think this helps for those of you who are more well established and have the concerns like, you know, we don't want to pull up the rope behind us on the people that are just now getting into their first, 3, 4, 5 months and opening stores this year. We need to, as a whole, be pulling everyone forward and doing the most to help everybody get their car count. So anyway, hope this video explanation helps. And if you do have any questions, feel free to DM me as well. You can always DM me on Slack. You don't have to wait till a town hall to talk to me. Happy to have a conversation about anything that's going on in the system at all. Thanks, guys.